Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Kalishtar, good to see yous. Time zones are unkind, yeah, that's totally understandable. Yeah, well thank you for watching the VODs. Yeah, I know how that is. There's lots of streamers I can't watch live because of time zones. It sucks. Yeah, that song is called Civilizations, if anyone wants to know the name. Now let's watch the end of this cinematic, it's so good. That's an amazing cinematic. Oh. Hey, Kyo. Oh, it's alright. Oh, that is a shame. It's good to see you, though. Oh, I hope cross-region play is soon. God, I love being on this Aussie server, but it also sucks not being able to play with everyone that I did play with. Yeah, I'm on Bismarck. Oh, the ping is so good. Oh my god. Okay, right, so we've done 3 of the 4 role quests for Shadowbringers. So, today I started late because I had a big sleep in. But there's not much to do today, actually, so it kind of works out, I suppose. We've only got the magical DPS one left, which I've heard is probably the best one, so I left it for last. So we're going to do that today. I switched to an Aussie server, yeah. Enjoy not dying in mechanics, thank you. Yeah, oh, it's so much better in terms of just, I dodge things and I actually dodge them. And I can double weave properly without clipping. Machinist is actually possible to do the rotation. Ah, it's great. Yeah, the game feels so much faster now. Yeah, it's a whole new game. I didn't realise the game could be so action-y. It's great. But yeah, so we're going to finish the role quests. So there was a fair bit of stuff locked by the role quests that I was also hoping to do, but apparently most of that is locked by 5.3. Yeah, like a Nucleus quest and some of the role quest epilogue stuff. Yeah, that's locked by 5.3, so I will do what I can today. And then next stream, we'll continue with the MSQ. I'm up to 5.2. Interesting quandaries. A lot of people in the Japanese DCs in particular don't want cross-region visit. Weird, yeah. Wonder why that is. Yeah, we're definitely getting the short end of the stick without it. A lot of people are like stuck having to choose if they're going to leave behind everyone they played with. That is a shame. I wonder why they don't want it. It's kind of weird because we actually do have quite a few Japanese players on the Oceanic server. There was a Japanese guild. Free company advertising here. Yeah, there's quite a few Japanese players here. You see people defaulting to using the auto translate a lot in Duty Finder. I wonder why that is. Oh. Machinist never creates a new gadget, just keeps adding more functions to their crazy multi-purpose Uber Destructo gadget. That's a good way to put it. Okay, since it's a late stream today, I've already fed Cleo, so we don't have a cat alarm to worry about. And I'm going to be Red Mage, because Red Mage is my favourite caster. It's so cool. So pretty. Let's go and start. If I still feel like doing stuff, like, we'll see what the time is when I finish these role quests. If I still feel like doing some things today, then we can do some of the level 80 class epilogues. So I have access to those now that I'm finishing up the role quests. Yeah, and then next stream, it's back to the MSQ for a little bit. So we can then unlock the last chapter of Eden, the trial series. I've still got lots of cool stuff to look forward to. Our cultural norms have evolved differently. What's considered polite or standard practice in one region might be seen as rude or odd on another. Okay. Interesting. I would be interested to learn more about just the different styles, different practices and stuff. So I do know on the Japanese servers, apparently people just queue up for like extremes and stuff using the duty finder, which that sounds pretty cool. Anyway, let's go pick up our last role quest. Hollow Pursuits. Oh, actually, hang on. First, there's something I wanted to show. Something I discovered last night. Right. I ran into Grandson. He's over here at right. He's at his wife's grave. I still stop in for a drink now and then. Checking up on me, sinner? That's kind of you. My work takes me all over, much like yours does, I wager. But whenever I find myself near right, I make sure to visit Melinda's grave. It doesn't... I wouldn't say it hurts like it used to. I've made my peace with it, best I can. But she'll always be a part of me. The better part, probably. Aw. I'm already sad. We just started. On the Japanese DC, it's polite to only roll on one loot item at a time. Ah, okay, that is interesting. Okay. This way. Haven't played Red Mage in a bit, actually. It's so fun, though. It's a good class. Oh yeah, I went around and I talked to everyone in the Crystarium, and weirdly enough, no one comments on the Exarch's appearance. There's quite a few comments about, like, thanking me for everything I've done, thanking me and the Exarch. Yeah, no one talks about his appearance, though, now that he's taken his hood off. At least no one that I've found, anyway. Alright, Serig. Hollow Pursuits. Serig is eyeing you inquisitively. You feel the most kinship with Black Mage? Nothing like screaming like a lunatic while you rain celestial destruction. Black Mage is really fun. I have to be in the mood to play Black Mage, but when I am, it's just... it's a great class. I haven't leveled mine through Shadowbringers yet, but I will soon, though. I'm going to have so much fun with that. Let me guess. You're standing in front of Serig, bounty hunter non-pareil, because you've a mind to aid me in filling the dread phronesis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? You have the right of it. From what's this? From what's this? I wonder where the names for these cardinal virtues came from. If I didn't know better, I could have sworn you just suggested that you're unfamiliar with phronesis. But that couldn't be. No sinner worth her salt could be so ignorant. Maybe the Exarch was the only one who thought what the Exarch looked like was a secret. That is funny. I love that idea. Yeah, his identity wasn't a very well-kept secret in Shadowbringers, was it? That's funny. Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin-eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen, formed from the remains of one of those God's damned warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on a century, if the tales are true. People have come to call them the Cardinal Virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin-eater, Phronesis was none other than the Archmagus Nyelbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Armorang, he's already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather, specialised set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Armorang. I mean to set off for there shortly. Explosions. Yes, Black Mage's explosions are amazing. Yeah, I don't have... Yeah, Flare. Triple casting Flare just feels amazing. I don't have the single target version of that yet. But what? No, it's not called Foul. What is it called? Despair. Oh, that's at 72. Oh, I gotta play some Black Mage soon. I want to see what Despair looks like. Yeah, it's a very good class. Okay. Over in Armorang. Phronesis is apparently an old Greek word meaning practical wisdom. Ah, interesting. Cat lad muttering to himself, I must hide my identity and pretend to be a bad guy for the sake of the Warrior of Light. The Warrior of Light. Hey Greer, shocked cat lad face. Oh, that's great. Evaluating classes by visuals is a must. So, the animations get so amazing as you level them up. They really do get just incredible. I used to get disappointed when I leveled up a class and got just a trait that, upgrades this to be a bit stronger. But now I look forward to it because a lot of the animation upgrades are just some of the coolest things I've ever seen. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another sin-eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. Oh yeah, also from talking to everyone in the Crystarium, I learned that there are just some stray sin-eaters still around. They're not all gone, there's still just random ones around. So it isn't weird that we kill random sin-eaters in these quests. Oh, you're gonna watch from a distance, eh? The sin-eater isn't far from here. I can feel it. Track it down, and let's see what you're capable of. Alright, let's remember how to play Red Mage. Oh, can't wait to get the Red Mage laser beam at level 90. Oh, I can double weave those, oh my god. I can double weave Fletch and Contra 6. I'm not pronouncing those correctly, sorry. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I've found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Phronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? That's the spirit. Now, there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mord Sook, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. You've been playing Red Mage for like 4 years now, and you've never met anyone who can pronounce them any better. Thank you. I know nothing about fencing. Seems cool though. Antidote. Why do I have antidote on my bar? Oh right, that was for a class quest. Yeah, that was for one of the Red Mage quests. Get rid of that. I forgot all about that. But they insisted that I bring antidote. Welcome to Mord Sook, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post, frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was, before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travellers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next, yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronesis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materialising out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. Ugh. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumour has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes, are literally tears in the fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. And yet there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands. Even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there were a way to neutralise the hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Phronesis himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin-Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the hollows, it's you. Nod. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Sounds like he's just making portals to the void. Creepy. Oh, yep, a voice from the void. Serig has made a breakthrough of sorts. Ah, there you are. And your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry. I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sinita from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes, and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep from the fiend, so as not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. Where's his mannequin? You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sand-skinned Sibili lurking about to the east of here, and I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. A tendon from one of those Sibili prowling about just east of here should be just what our little friend here needs. No? Sure. Does it really have to be in good... does it really have to be all repaired, though, if it's just going to get sucked into the void? We should stick a little camera on it, so we can see what's on the other side. I think this is my favourite area theme from Shadowbringers. This track, it's just beautiful. I mean, Lahi is pretty memorable, but this June's theme is beautiful. You like Lahi a little bit more? That's fair. Yeah, Lahi has it's got a very jarring intro, but then it's actually really good once it gets going. Yeah, I really like that one. Any luck finding the tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. The sinewy, stretchy tendon of a sand-skinned Sibylis. Perfect. Yes, I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snapped drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Phronesis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. I'm still working on it, but mark my words, our mannequin will be up and walking in no time. See if you can't find us a good vantage point from which to observe our quarry. Played Shadowbringers on launch in the peak of summer. Something about the hot summer weather paired with Greatwood's music. One of those intense gaming memories that's stuck with you super hard ever since. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, I have a lot of memories like that where real world stuff intertwines with the game I'm playing at the time, and it's... yeah, leaves some fond memories of certain things. Like DMC4, I remember my first playthrough of that. I had some friends over, and they were watching me and watching the cutscenes. Ah, I see. That's a proper robot. Ho there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you've found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now, and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. Ah, it's really close. I'm not really attempting to be hidden, am I? I'm just bright red, standing up. Peanut butter crunch cereal. Oh. That must be an American cereal. Sounds nice. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Phronesis sees it, he may well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Bye, friend. Just as I expected, gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. You didn't hear it? A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please, help me. Help me get out of here. Over here. Are you alive? Are you alive? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees, not even an aether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice. What in the God's name is it saying? Ah, you can't understand it. Interesting. The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside, with no aether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow, not unlike what would happen if an aetherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there was some way you could channel your aether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. You reckon you could do just that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Sure, I know what this is. Wicked White? I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still, you find ways to surprise me. Whoa. Okay. Hi? Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Maud Sook and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. This is already really interesting. I wasn't really attempting to help keep watch either. Looking like I just want to go home already. Yeah, I was just kind of sitting there at the fire, just like, alright. Captain Crunch's Peanut Butter Crunch. Okay. Yeah, I like some cereal as a snack as well. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There is much we must ask him when he awakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? What do you think? As a matter of fact, well, I hung out with Realm Reborn era Alphino, so yes. You don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not. I'll manage somehow. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale, after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first? After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Bum, bum, bum. Echoes of the past. Serig wears a flustered expression on his face. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake, and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. Well. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half-assed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Maud Sook, in the hopes that the sights might help to jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? I realise this is something of a detour, but we simply can't leave a poor amnesic orphan to fend for himself, now can we? Let's find the boy a safe home as soon as we can. Emergency maintenance will be performed on the Firmament and the Doman Enclave on Bismarck. Okay. Well, I'm not there, so I should be fine, hopefully. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from. Only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the Hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently travelled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible. Or is it? You'd be surprised. Don't be ridiculous. You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend? Worry not. I won't pry for details. Well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely, finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You'd truly do that? For me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ha, it's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are, and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in this world, with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply receive their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Maud Sook in the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him, and see if he's heard any helpful rumours. At least the void doesn't steal your clothes, like the live streamish Toll is always jumping into. Yes. Just going for a little swim in the live stream. The two of you are far too kind. I cannot thank you enough. Impressive how Tane has managed to keep himself together, eh? The boy's mature beyond his years, no doubt. Rumours of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Maud Sook, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells, could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father? We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is... No, there is no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. The man was in rough shape, I fear. For the child's sake, I hope he's doing better than when I last saw him. Oh, I can teleport there. Gonna drink some water. Welcome, mowing. I'm glad you're enjoying my I'm glad you enjoyed my DMC Let's Plays. Yeah, welcome in. Hope you enjoy the FF14. I'm completely addicted to this game at the moment. The Void has a strict no shirt, no shoes, no service policy. Yeah, I still miss him. Emmett Silk. He was great. Best villain. Oh. Hey, Alizé. I do like how you see the story NPCs just hanging out in different places. Yeah, I found Alphino in the library in the Crystarium, and I found Ishtola at the food court in the Crystarium. Pretty cool. Talk to them first. Hey, Eurochan. Who could forget dear Rat Boy? He wants us to remember them, so we will. I just hope whatever we find here puts a smile on the poor boy's face. My father is here? But this place is... Oh there. I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him. Right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all? This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family? Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped... Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But of course. Yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it's not. Guess that means either myself or Melchan here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me, take my mind off things. Not a bad idea, if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone of his own age. Take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and a deadly sin-eater still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Is there not more we can do? Very well, we must see that he is safe. Yeah, I think we should see if there's any other people in those portals, because that might lead us to more information. Yeah, we'll see that he's safe first. Funny the particular nicknames and inside jokes we develop as a streamer community, yeah. Catlad and Gremlin, yeah. Yeah, I really like those nicknames. They're good. Aye, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a kindly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision, and I intend to take responsibility for it. Forgive me, my friends. I wish there was more we could do for the child, but our resources are already stretched terribly thin. I wish you luck in finding his family. Oh, where'd he go? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Oh dear. Oh no. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin-eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin-eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin-eater too? Tainer's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him. Shut up. Just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin eater already. Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west, and you take the east. And be careful out there. You'll bring Tainer back, won't you? I just want to tell him I'm sorry. Ew. Very happy times here in Shadowbringers. Oh boy. Being attacked. Angry scorpions. They're hitting all the wrong buttons. When I heard the clamour of battle, I feared the worst. But I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me. I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories. And then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin eater than Melchan or me. Is that so? That's good to hear. But I must apologise to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that. He was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad. And you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There's still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something. Anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Oh. I'm having a flashback. Maybe I find out who your family is. Now it's your turn, Tainer. And do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. They were making portals. Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Yeah, I was wondering, is that Nyelbert? Thank you, Nyelbert. I shall try my best. I was wondering what if he's from the past and he's just been, like, trapped in time. Well, I don't have good news. Exposition headache to the rescue. Yeah, but it's just bad news, though. Wicked White? Are you alright, Melchan? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains. My head hung low in shame. Then Nyelbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Nyelbert. Why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this god's forsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Seto can be his new foster dad. Who was Seto? Oh, that name's familiar. Who was Seto? Oh, Albert Samaro? Oh, yeah, that would be cute. Oh, that would be sweet. I do hope he'll forgive me. We have much to discuss, but first we should let the two boys make their peace. Taina, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit? I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now, let us return to Mordsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. I could teleport. I'm going to enjoy this music though. The night music. And also drink some water. I cannot help but feel I also made a promise to that boy in my memories. Nyelbert, was it? As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Taina's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that what Melchan described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Nyelbert that was with you that day? He's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those god's damned warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, then that means what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence, another boy with the same name. But no. Judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nyelbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Nyelbert and myself were the two they chose. You're using a lot of very advanced words for a child. You can't be serious. And yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Nyelbert did, it could also explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they're slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Melchan and I will see that you're safe. I'd thought Tainer was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself. Back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe, and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tainer's memories to come back to him. That is to say, if it's all right with you, lad? I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you a short while, but I can tell you have a good heart, and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this. No more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Melchan? Nod. I see. Thank you, Serig. Thank you, Melchan. I will aid your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. Aww. So Nyelbert has been, well, the Sin Eater version of him has been creating portals. Has he been, like, trying to save his friend, maybe? You and Serig have shown me no end of kindness. I will do all in my power to recover my memories and return the favour in whatever way I can. Nyelbert's Lament. Serig has good tidings he would share with you. Good news, friend. Tainer here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad. What is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Nyelbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds, from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nyelbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world? You're a mage, Mochan. Is that even possible? Yeah, he sounds like he's talking about void scent. Perhaps he speaks of void scent. Perish the thought. Yeah, that sounds like void scent. Void scent? Never heard of them, but I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet, I don't understand. Why ever would they use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Oh. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. That's messed up. And so you were born, in Nyelbert. Indeed, from even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night, for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. A little eugenics, yeah. Jeez. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Mochan called me back to this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? Like also he would have had like no food or drink or maybe even air. I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Nyelbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Nyelbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not, I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows Phronesis so enjoys summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm. Hey, Rise? Meanwhile, on the source, big ass tower it is, we're gonna get so many void sent. You believe the common term is general time fuckery? Yeah. Yeah, it does match up with the weird fluctuations in time between the first and the source. Oh boy, we have a you're shining, you're glowing. Are you okay? Something's gonna happen. Ever wonder what the world looked like in those days before the flood? I suppose we could ask the boy. Nyelbert's lament. So how come I was able to pull him out when Nyelbert couldn't? I guess they're gonna answer that. Wicked White! You did it, lad! Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I will need further training before I can face... Uh-oh! We caught someone's attention. Phronesis! Where in the hell did that bastard come from? Damn it all, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. Well, run away? No, Nyelbert, these are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. Oh, time for a headache. This isn't good. The cave-in's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What'll it be? I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead? Ha, spare me your japes. You have no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. Bah, I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Renderay were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Silver. Let's not forget who our true foe is. Lamet, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease? According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began. Its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies. Trust me. Then I suppose we'd best make short work of it, before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Why indeed? At any rate, unless you have a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? I love seeing Ardbur in the little, level 15 gear. It's so good. The time between the source and the first is out of sync until right before you go there. Yeah. They can have a small time skip without having to actually acknowledge the intentionally vague timeline the rest of the game runs on. Yeah. So they can just be like, oh, you can just travel back and forth and don't worry about it now. The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength, and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I'll go my own way. I'm Nyelbert. Your aid is most welcome, Nyelbert. Let us make short work of the beast, and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed. Bronken fire? Bronken blizzard? Bronken thunder? Bronken flare? Blizzard restores mana. That's a dot. Okay, cool. Very simple version of the fire and ice phases. Hello. Love it. And suspicious person. Why am I the tank? Yeah, sick 'em. They come. Nyelbert, we'll draw our foe's attack. Flare! Woo! Ah, good spell. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, huh? I have a bad feeling about this. You can always tell which NPC is controlled by the player. The one that's jumping around. The leftmost one is mine. Silver, you take its friend on the right. Consider it done. How about you, fiends? Boom! what's this? It leads deeper within? We really should have asked for a map. Not that it'd have been much use after all the cave-ins. Ooh, I have a limit break. Dinosaur! Well, aren't you a big boy? Boom! Albert did the side head movement of confusion thing my character does. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that. Ah! Ow. Thank you. She saved me. Still think you could have managed on your own, mage? Perhaps. It would have been more of a struggle than I expected. Yeah, doing these roleplay quests as someone with a job you already know how to play, yeah, is cool. Yeah, these quests are really well done. I love how they're fleshing out this group. That's him. He's the one who drinks of the mine's ether. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silver, Lamette, Nyelbert, with me. My magics are yours. For now. I will take the front. The battle is on. 2000 Mina swipe. Is that the unit of measurement here in the first? Minas instead of tons? That's a cool detail. It summons others of its ilk. We should dispatch the small fry, and quickly. Leave it to me. Gah, this one looks like trouble. Owie. Boom. That should do it, Silver. This is when Albert's group was still rookie adventurers because they're running 2 tanks. Yeah. Oh, limit break. Shall I go ahead and pop it? I think I will. Ah. In a second. Another earthquake? This bodes ill. Freaking rude. Was that scripted or was that just unlucky? It still counted? Good. Oh, fuck. It's funny. Oh. Take cover behind the rocks. Yeah. Good idea. Yowie. Right. Fleur! I sense unholy power. Get behind me, friends, quickly. Oh, she's down. Silver, you alright? Damn it, we can't keep this up much longer. Strike with all your strength. Let's see if it moves this time. Limit break. Nice. That was fun. We've done it. Now, to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue? But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and its ether returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Rock. Ah, yes. The crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether, accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature, drawn here by the stone, as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming, it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power I needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Tainer, my friend. Damn it. Damn it all! Oh. The tremors have stopped. Taina, pray forgive me. I promise you this. As long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. The stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who just might enjoy it. So, what say you? We'll travel the realm together, and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows? Before you know it, we just might stumble upon a way to rescue your Taina. I would like that very much. Aww. Yeah, they let him make the choice of what to do. Taina, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today, I find myself in the company of new companions. And for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent theirs to me. Aw, that's so sad. Melchan, are you alright? Worry not. Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while it was distracted by Taina's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mord Sook before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. Aww. That thing where your character cocks their head down to almost to their shoulder in a say what now kind of way. Ardbert did it when Nyelbert said why indeed. That's really cool. A normal cocking of the head ain't good enough for my character. Gotta tilt their head all the way. Yes. Could it be that Nyelbert came back for me? You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? White, take me. So that's how Nyelbert and Ardbert met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Nyelbert made it his life's mission to save Taina here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone and his own cause to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place, why he still summons the Hollows, as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a Sin-Eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what was once Nyelbert still haunts the wastelands, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin-Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Nyelbert and this phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me all these years. At last I know what I must do. I must stop phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace. I would do the same. Together, we can do this. I would do the same. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' Hollow away from Serig, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say phronesis. While this might be a simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin-Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared to fight the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies, and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Melchan and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. So sad. It's so lovely learning all their backstories, though, for all their characters. I was just talking with Serig when I had a thought. If Nyelbert's regrets truly live on inside Phronesis, might I not be able to reach him somehow? To convince him to leave us in peace? The words had barely left my mouth when he shot me a glare that pierced me like a dagger. Expect reason or mercy from a Sin-Eater, and it will be the death of you, he said. Though it may have the form of a man, its mind is that of a beast that lives only to feed on our flesh. It would seem I was a bit too idealistic. Clearly, I still have much to learn about this world. Taina's Training Day. Serig is concerned about the progress of Taina's training. Is it coincidence that the part of a story you're working on is getting tragic vibes while you listen to Shadowbringers' story? Definitely just a coincidence. I don't see why there would be any connection there. That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you have gained much strength since last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that is yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield, and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide berth of armorang. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy could learn from your example. Excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. The beasts in the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Fort job. So many side quests. I haven't really touched the side quests much here in Shadowbringers yet. Apart from like the stuff tied to the story, or the main story. This outfit was a gift from Serig. Do you think it suits me? Ah, that's a nice outfit. I like it. Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to... Is something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Melchan? Not only are they stylish, why, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Serig. Isn't he the best? Aw. It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat. We have work to do. Melchan, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own, now can we? So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Melchan show you how it's done. If he were an aspiring archer, I'd gladly show him the ropes myself, but I fear I'm out of my league when it comes to magic. Go hunt down one of those Wolverines and show the boy how it's done. We're actually fighting a Wolverine. It is an honour to learn from you, Melchan. I promise I will not take my eyes off you for even a moment. No, not just any old Wolverine. A special one from clicking this spot. I'm a fancy lad, yes. He's very fancy looking. Hello. Whee! Boom! How was that? Nice work, friend. If you have any further advice for the boy, pray share it with him. Like our little Emmerich is behind me, cheering his training session, this training session on. Yeah. A rabid wolverine, to which you hopefully don't get rabies. Ugh. I hope not. Ugh. That was incredible. The sheer destructive power of your spells. The way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next. Everything. But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? You got to keep your rotation going. Blast your foes with everything you've got. Casting your spells in proper sequence is the key. Yeah. Got to do your rotation. Ah, but of course. Thank you, Melchan. I will endeavour to put everything I have learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. And then he died. Always have a meat shield handy, yeah. Drat, where do I... No, that's not. Curses. Just stay still so I can hit you already. Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that's smart. I've seen enough of this. That's you trying to play Black Mage. One last little noise at the end there. That was good. Well, it didn't go so well. Forgive me, friend. I was beginning to fear for the boy's dignity, if not his life. Oh dear. That didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be simple enough task to follow Melchan's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed. It is not the strength of your magics that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Melchan? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Simply need more practice. Believe in yourself and all will be fine. Just need more practice. Thank you. I'm sure you are right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better. I promise you. Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. Was he hitting it with his staff? I did it! The battle is won! Yo! Now that's how you wallop a wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Melchan here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? The kid is like level 60, staring down mobs 10 plus levels above him. Yeah, that's true. His first attempt, yeah. The boy fights with awareness and composure. I do believe he's earned himself a respite, and some more worthy opponents next time around. That was rather more difficult than I expected, and yet, thanks to you and Serig, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mord Sook and plot our next course of action. That's cute. I must say, that training session was most exhilarating. There's nothing quite like the feeling of vanquishing fearsome foes and gaining confidence with every thrilling victory. Want to go do a dungeon together? No? Okay. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Melchan. Hells, I dare say old Serig here could learn a thing or two from you. You've taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it is just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis, and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There is no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Taina's sake, and for the sake of those who call Armorang home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand, and we must be ready. Espresso. Here we go. A tearful reunion. Serig worries for Taina, who has been acting strangely of late. Uh-oh. Well, look who's back. And looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Taina's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him, and see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you? Taina probably reckons that a muscle-headed bounty hunter like me couldn't understand the worries of mages. And hells, he's probably right. Would you be so kind as to go and talk to the boy for me? He should be around here somewhere. Oh, hello there, Melchan. Is there something I can do for you? Serig was worried about me, you say? That is kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me, and comforted me, to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I'm finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet, there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, or you and Serig suffered the same fate as Nyelbert, the only 3 friends I have known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core. If you falter, we will be there for you. Worry not for us, think only of Nyelbert. Think only of Nyelbert. So you were saying that I should free my mind of distractions and focus on the task at hand? Perhaps you're right. Worrying endlessly about things beyond my control will only serve to break my focus. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nyelbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Serig for all you have given me. Not only did the 2 of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet, when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures, with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back, or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all 3 of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Taina. You can do this. Sorry. Perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Serig that I'm ready. Aw. Serig needs to adopt him already. Humanizing the Warriors of Light, the people who have come to know them as only villains, yeah. Letting people know just what was sacrificed for them by the very ones they have laid every blame on all these years, yeah. Oh, there's a really good bit of dialogue actually when I was talking to everyone in the Crystarium. You can go talk to the librarian. Yeah, the weirdo librarian guy, and you can tell him the true story of Ardbert and his friends. Yeah, and he promised to write a new chapter with the truth of them. It's really sweet. I should go show it after this, actually. I asked Serig what he intends to do after the battle is over, but he just scowled and told me to focus on the task at hand. Do you think he's feeling sad about us splitting up too? Don't tell him I said this, of course. He's right there. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis? I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare, and set Nyelbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit. Alright. The plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Taina will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of amber should suffice. If you are ready, let us away at once. Over there. Can I fly there from here? We'll find out. I can. Nice. Creepy librarian needs a hug for that on behalf of our buddies. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go show that dialogue once we've wrapped up this quest. I couldn't be more proud of how much Taina has grown since we first met him. Why, he's like the son I never... Enough chit-chat, eh? We have a battle to fight. Subtle. I'm ready. Let us begin. Over there. It's him. Hole. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Give it up, Nyelbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Nyelbert? Your long nightmare, and ours, shall end this day. Defeat Phronesis. Fight. Leave the hollow to me, and concentrate your attacks on our foe. You heard the boy. It's time to show this bastard what we've got. Whee! Keep a wide berth, friend, lest you get drawn into the void. I forgot I have a follow-up for that spell now. Cool. Oh, thanks for the potion. I've done it! The hollow is sealed! Good work, boy. Now stand back and save your strength. Our foe's got more tricks up his sleeve, no doubt. Whee! Boom! Look out, here comes another one. That's a lot of holes. Stack marker. Taina's getting tired. Damn it. Are you alright, boy? And again. Oh. Forgive me, my friends. My strength is waning. Looks like we're on our own until Taina's strength returns. Stay clear of the hollows. Good God, would you look at this one? Wait, perhaps we can use the hollows to our advantage. Put orbs in holes. Lightning globe was swallowed into the hollow. Nice. Orbs in holes. Look at White, the bastard's still going. Taina, how do you fare? I'm fine. Leave the hollows to me. Yeah, he sounds fine. Yeah. If even the empty shell of his body can work these magics, I shudder to think of the powers Nyelbert commanded when he still lived. Wait, I'm trying to melee you. I'm sorry, my friends. I can summon no more strength. The boy has given us all he can. It falls to us to end the fight. The Senator's strength wanes. We mustn't let up the attack. Too many holes. We did it. Forgive me, Taina. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone, and used its powers to rescue you, as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. But by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. Aw. That's not true, Nyelbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fibre of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magics down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Stop it, Nyelbert, please. Stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Melchan here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer, so please, rest peacefully. Aww, that was beautiful. Oh god. We're having a moment. Go away. Read the room. Call me crazy, but damned if the boy's words didn't actually get through to him. It's over. At last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Nyelbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal. That my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Nyelbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town, before any more sin eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say. After that battle, I could use a rest. And I reckon Melchan here could as well. Shall we head back to Mordsuk? Aw, poor Nyelbert. Why do the stories all have to be so sad? You better adopt him, or I will slap you. I'll do it. We did what we had to do. I have no regrets. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it, the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nyelbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day, I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So, tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Melchan have trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land, and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Melchan here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do. And besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. Oh, yes. But of course. You owe me one. Of course. Not gonna be a jerk. I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path and a future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Serig. Thank you, Melchan. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Serig? You could not possibly mean... Of course I'm saying it. So, what'll it be? Yes, yes. 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. Aww. Then I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells. Well, that's close enough to adopting him. Close enough. Takes Ardbert's whole group from typical collections of oddball friends out adventuring into a collection of people who, despite carrying deep trauma and regrets, chose to go around and help others. Yeah. Even at the cost of their own lives and their reputation as heroes. Just finished ripping your heart out already, Shadowbringers, yeah. Oh. we haven't found out about that last member of that group. That, female elven gladiator looked like she was. The path ahead will not be an easy one, but there is one thing I know. Where I once feared the future, now I welcome it. Ah, Melchan. Glad you could join us. Tainer and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one, but there's only so much I can teach him. The rest he'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world, and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be adverse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Aww. Speaker for the wise. Damn, that was so good. Each day I endeavour to repay my debt to Seric as best I can, preparing our meals, managing our funds, studying my magic. He tells me I work too hard, but, as I always tell him, I have 100 years of my life to make up for. For a boy his age, Tainer's got a good head on his shoulders. Why, he's already tightened our finances considerably. Mostly by cutting back on my liquor budget. Owned. And that's all the role quests. Looks like they don't have the Endwalker ones in New Game Plus yet. Maybe that's coming in a later patch. I mean, tank, healer, physical DPS, magical DPS. Ah, they were... I loved all of them. They were all so good. I'm sure Endwalker will have less feels, right? Yeah. Definitely. Alright, so there's... I think there's one... Yeah, there's one quest we can do. For the finishing all the role quests. There's more we can't until I do 5.3, but there is one we can do. So let's do this. Shadow walk with me. Glenard is overjoyed to welcome the conquering hero's return. Oh, there's a nice picture of them all. Appear in New Game Plus after you finish all the wrap-up epilogue quests. Ah, okay, okay. Cool, thank you. Well, if it isn't the great hunter herself. As if you didn't know, all 4 of the cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You're the talk of the stairs, Melchan. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon, but never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends. You've surpassed my wildest expectations. Not mine, Glenard. When I first laid eyes on her, I had an inkling that she was the hero we've been waiting to come along. Ha! Easy to claim after the fact. If you'd indulge me, though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. Which one do you want to hear about first? My word, there's so much more to it than I realised. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody things. Gods, though, the things you learned about the Warriors of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. For all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it at all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of old, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Now, I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers, and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well, I'll leave you to entertain her. But don't think we won't be having that drink someday. Melchan, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues, the devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. Okay? If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet with me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I'll be waiting there until you do. Okay. Ominous? Where is Sayala when I need her? Running off on a personal matter when we're busier than ever. Bah! You don't look that busy. Crystalline mean. Alright. Jay has his skunk stripe belly exposed. Aww, that's so cute. Oh joy, whose tragic story am I going to see with this new target here? Oh gosh. You came, as I knew you would. Never met a mystery you could leave well enough alone, or a demon that you could let live. Am I right? And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake, to cut them down would be just and proper. The act of a goodly person. And that is just what you are. I can see that. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen warriors of light, for instance. Of course, right about now you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them, and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many malms ahead of us still. To Kalusia and the Codger's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there. Okay. I think this is about that last group member. It sounds like she's hinting that it was her, but how could she still be alive all this time? Time fuckery. You are accustomed to life on the road, I see. as am I. Was Nyelbert the only one who escaped the mindless fate of a Sin Eater elite because they wouldn't let him help stop the flood of light? Yeah. Yeah, because the other ones, they gave the last of their energy to stop the flood, but then Nyelbert tried and Menphilia said, no, do not do that. You have another fate. Yeah, so he was left to wander around as a soul until we came along. While the other ones, something happened to... When they sacrificed themselves to stop the flood, something happened to turn them into Sin Eaters. Maybe we'll find out what exactly happened here. Do you recognise this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Nyelbert first met Lamet. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill that promise much later though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brendan and Renderay. And one other, an elven woman, not half bad with a sword. Ah, but perhaps you were already asking the question, who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed, after adding in Nyelbert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silver. Very similar name to yours. Though I doubt I need convince you of this truth. When you walked in the Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere, to Armorang in the Fields of Amber. Man, taking me on a grand tour, aren't you? Nope, you gotta go be a ghost friend this expansion instead, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit of whiplash in the post-Heavensward stuff. Wondering if she's an Ascian. You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale, and you will learn. Silver had joined the others before they first met Nyelbert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nyelbert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone. A stone brimming with untold ether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost in the rift. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat, and so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Nyelbert wept and shattered the stone. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nyelbert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. But as Nyelbert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer, Silver, looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes, brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Oh. What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not, all will become clear in time. Come with me to Raktika, to the city of swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. I'm glad we're finally finding out about this person. If Ardbert had a moustache, he would have been twirling it constantly in those scenes. Alright, now that's a fantastic mental image. What the hell is that? Is that a frying pan? Sir. That is indeed a frying pan. For what it's worth, Elizabeth did probably convince him the signs were evil or something. Yeah. Ooh, wonder what mount that was. Yeah, I don't think they had it fully planned out what their backstory was going to be. Lahi. This place too is familiar to you, know, from days recent and long since past. After the events in Armor Rang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another they came to Raktika. While here, the hunter Render Ray learned that the notorious mark, FFXIV, was near, and so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nyelbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. FFXIV had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades, so terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day, and so she faced FFXIV alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nyelbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve, she was chosen by Hydaelyn. And from that day forward, Renderay swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was, that moment would define what she became in life and in death. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Silver looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours, to Ilmeg and Lygia. We have to visit every spot. Fine. Just tell me the story. Lahi! She's dragging it out, keeping me in suspense. Lahi! Hey, we should say hi to, Seto. Hey, Seto. How you doing? Somewhere out there, Ardbert is beholding the self-same sky. Though I cannot well explain why, in my heart of hearts, I know this to be true. Aww. Give you a little huggy. Little hug for Seto. And pet you as well. Seto is a good boy. This was where Brandon's story was. If I didn't get his name wrong. Burb Doggo, yeah. The Amaro are so cute. I love them. As beautiful now as it was then. You saw it too. Would you not agree? With the death of Bellum Quits, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Vubert. Vubert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague, innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road, where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself, and with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Vubert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed. Though nearly not in the way that was necessary, he stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities, but I would expect no less of the man who became Dikaiosine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tomra and the next chapter of our tale await. Seto is the name of Red 13's dad in FF7. Ah! And whose story makes you bloody cry every time. Aww. To Tomra. I did 5.1. Yeah, next up is 5.2. That's going to be next stream. Cleaning up these last quests I want to do before we do more story. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Vubert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew ever larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. They pressed deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lamit came to a crossroads, for in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, one to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. But Lamit would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before, when she stood in that ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge. She knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she loved and made her choice, though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf can understand. And Heidelin, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any the value of a life and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon, then. Very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers, the Shadow Keeper, a singular force sowing chaos and discord through Norvrant to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland, our final destination. The villain yet walks among us, Melchan, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxton Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Ominous. mark. Sure, I'll kill this A rank while we're here. Ah, it's this big old moth. I've got a hunt mark thing for it now. Fight it as a Dark Knight. In Gunbreaker Glamour. Sure, that's fine. Get Nero to help me. Easy. Got some nuts. 100 sacks of nuts. That's a lot of nuts. Nero's paralyzed. It's about to wear off. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. I'm no Chen Leon heart. Yes. That's nutty. That's right, I bought some cool daggers with that currency. When I get my ninja to level 80. Yeah, these daggers. Oh, look at that. They're cool. Flying into a wall. Yeah, I don't know if we learned about this place. There's undead elves here. And, Elict? Don't know what the frick that is. It's here, though. Was this the Shadowkeeper's place? Oh, bad time for a headache. Damn you, Silver. We were comrades in arms. Friends. That we were and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper? What in the hells was this for? For you, for every one of you, to forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friend, no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. a disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And their leader, an adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. Oh, this is how he got his crystal. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Silver! Oh, I thought I was going to get to fight as Ardbert. Ah, well. But if he killed you, then... Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see. If not what we want to, or when. They knew me as Silver, but my real name? It doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. My home, the 13th, fell to dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it. Damn, okay. The boy, Anukalai, I have glimpsed him in your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of the Ascians and, that I might redress the balance, I chose to come here and hasten a rejoining of worlds. A shard subsumed in dark demands a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium. But there was a solution, a single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ascians made it clear it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades, and groom them for a higher purpose. I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while labouring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness, and extinguish their radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Ascians, who called themselves Mitron and Logriff, were confident it would succeed, and indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. Aww. The rest, you know. He sought out Mitron and Logriff and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve, and then the flood came and washed it all away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin, denied death then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day, years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first scions, I later realised, a defence against the forces being marshalled to undo my failure. I can but assume the Ascians planted the idea in Vorthri's head. They were his creations after all, and with their graves in Ylmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Who am I to speak, you may think, when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ascians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time, and so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Ciela, and as her, take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals, driven by more than mere coin, virtue hunters. That way, when the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunters' quests, and together unmake Vorthri's simulacra and lay their souls to rest once more. And so you did, Melchan. The virtues are no more. But the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Ardbert could not. Death. Wow, this is a lot to take in. You still have a duty to others. ... A duty. Sure? No, don't do this. Don't you spare me like he did. How can you stand there and say I deserve to live, knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought? The Wardens pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper? Which is why you must live to atone for your deeds. Death is no comfort to the living. Atone for your deeds. I should have expected a hero would say something like that. How does one even seek atonement? It is an undiscovered country, with no charts or stars to guide. How will I even know when I find it? Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrades' legacy, in helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glenard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. Maybe you and I as well. Wow. She's from the 13th. That is a lot to think about. Jeez. About that. Yeah, we were friends with Ardbert. Because we are Ardbert. He was kind of our puppy during Shadowbringers. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I see Ciela finally returned. She seems a bit more, how should I put it, at ease? You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Look, I really can't say. I tell you, I'm not at all accustomed to wearing armour any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. And fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Liner's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words, and the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Melchan. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve. Tales to be told. Living memory. Well, that's a lot to think about. Welcome to the Wandering Stairs, love. What? What did that look for? I'm still a tavern wench, aren't I? We all have our parts to play. How are you? Still tending the bar, cleaning up after drunkards in Glenard. If this is the punishment you had in mind, I struggle to fathom a harsher fate. In all seriousness, I have been making an effort to use my spare moments to entertain patrons with stories of the Warriors of Light. The truth, with all the forgotten glories and sordid details. This being a bar, most of the folks lending an ear are a few drinks deep, so there's no telling how much of it they retain, or believe for that matter, but I'll keep at it. Stories have a way of spreading. Aww. Yeah, we should have gotten a playable Nyelbert fight, that would have been great. Tell me about the Shadow Keeper. Why, only the greatest villain of her day. The mysterious architect of countless tragedies all across Norvrant, who finally faced justice at the hands of the Warriors of Light. The betrayer, whose defeat set in motion events culminating with the Flood of Light. But you knew that much, didn't you? Before I took that name, I was known by another in the 13th, a shard all but subsumed by darkness. There I met with Ascians, who convinced me that the only path to salvation was to embrace the dark and journey unto this world. I had two objectives. One was to raise up heroes brave and true, worthy champions of the light, Nyelbert and the others. I would join them in their journey and shepherd them unto glory. Heroes need enemies to grow stronger, and so I sowed the seeds of discord. From Lakeland to Calusia, from Armorang to Ilmig, I set in motion events that would forever change the lives of my comrades and countless others. My second objective was contingent on the first. I would confront the adventurers forged by hardship into Warriors of Light, and strike them down at the height of their power, ensuring that the delicate imbalance between the primordial forces would be preserved just so. But in the end, I failed. Strike them down? I thought she was supposed to die to Nyelbert? I'm a little confused what she was supposed to do. Tell me about the Warriors of Light. Nyelbert, Lamet, Brandon, Renderay, Nyelbert. These are the names of the villains responsible for the Flood of Light, which nearly destroyed our world. Lies and slander, of course. They were as much victims of fate as any of us. They travelled the length and breadth of Norvrant, helping those in need, and for their deeds came to be known as heroes. But sometimes all it takes to destroy your reputation is a bad turn. And yet, despite everything that happened, they refused to give up. They cut a deal with the man in white and made one last desperate gamble. But you know that tale better than me, don't you? Wow. Yeah, how did Nyelbert become a Warrior of Light? I assume he became a warrior of light because of his mercy. Yeah. I think her job as given to her by the Ascians was to kill them, but by the end she wanted them to kill her instead because of her guilt. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. All hail the Great Hunter! Things have certainly changed around here since you first walked in. Ciella's attitude not least of all. That lass always seemed to have a cloud hanging over her, as much as she tried to hide it. But now I see her laughing and talking with the customers like she actually enjoys it. Stranger things, I suppose. Aww. Giot. Giot's great. Give her a hug. Bum, bum, bum. Hello. Same dialogue. Let's go talk to the librarian so I can show that dialogue. And maybe I'll see if Anukulai has anything to say about her yet. I don't think I can do his quest yet, but I can just talk to him and then we'll finish up the stream. What was the name of that quest? Shadow Walk With Me. Just gonna look it up on the wiki. Okay, yeah, the next quest was introduced in patch 5.4. Okay, so yeah. So that one's for later. Whereas the one we just did was in 5.0. Okay. So I think we've done all the role quest stuff we can do for now. Which means next time, main story. Also, I found Alphino hanging out here in the library. Hello. A great deal of my time was spent poring over tomes of all sorts when I first arrived here in the first, but now I would revisit them, giving greater care to any that may touch on matters of the soul. Good luck reaching the shelves. Morin. Welcome, welcome. Will you be revisiting old material today, or breaching a new subject entirely, perchance? Speak about Ardbert and his companions. What's this? A tale for the history books, you say? Well then, I should be very interested to hear it. But this is extraordinary. The Warriors of Light were not as I imagined them. Their weary souls, standing at Minfilia's side to halt the very flood they caused. And Ardbert, lending you his strength as you fought for the first. My mind is in a whirl. I must record these revelations on parchment. There must needs be a new chapter written, a revised account. Do you not see, Mo-chan? This all comes back to the words the Exarch spoke to the people of the Crystarium. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow. The Warriors of Light were the very embodiment of that sentiment. I should speak with Ciella to learn more. You mean the server, yes? At the Wandering Stairs? Oh, this is new dialogue. I have never known her to be a borrower of history books. But if you are adamant she has truths to share, then I shall be sure to pay her a visit. New dialogue, oh my god! There's so many details in this game. Oh, it's great. He didn't say that last part about Ciella before. Well, let's say hi to Anukulai and then finish up the stream. Hi to Anukulai. Keeps tripping you up that I'm still only in 5.2. Yes. Yes, I've been doing so much content. It's because I also skipped a whole bunch of class quests in Stormblood, and, you know, I want to do all the class quests because I'm just that kind of person. And so I caught up on all of those as well. Oh yeah, I didn't check what my red mage gear looks like. I'll go do that in a second. So much to do! Because we finished the magic DPS quests. I can check that gear. Hi! I'll be back to talk to you next stream. So we know 2 characters from the 13th now. Hello. Don't know if there's anything new. I talked with your friend. Yeah. Same dialogue as before. As I understand, you were summoned across the rift to another world, whereupon you halted, nay reversed, its perilous pitch toward light. 'Tis well that another world should not share the fate of mine own, but you must be careful. The Ascians will not take well to your intervention. Of those who yet remain among their number, Elidibus in particular concerns me greatly. It has ever been his aim to seek equilibrium, even when the means to do so is seemingly at odds with his brethren. I can but wonder to what lengths he might go to account for your actions. New dialogue? New dialogue everywhere. Yeah, we kind of had an incident with an Ascian, you might say. Thank you for the warning, though. Gonna say something, but feel free with Wall of Text. I like seeing people's thoughts as we journey through this story. The level 80 and 90 artifact gear both look way better on dudes than on girls. Ah, that's a shame. The level 70 set is fly as hell. Yes. This set's amazing. Unlocked all the sets now. Just need to finish getting classes to level 80. And each of their sets unlocks as I get them to 80. Oh, Machinist is very close. It's about to hit 80. One more dungeon run. There's Summoner and Red Mage I should have access to. Small talk. How are things? Same dialogue? Okay. Magical range DPS. Meteorologica. That's the Summoner book. Oh, it's got a little glow going on. It's kind of cool. Does it do anything when you unsheath it? No? Okay. Aeneas. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Okay, Summoner gear. Beckoner. That must be based on one of the Summoner designs from one of the games. Horn. Of course it's got a horn. Little orange horn. Does remind me of the first Summoner set, actually. I want to see what the recolored version of this looks like once I unlock that. That's part of Bosnia, isn't it? Getting the recolorable versions. Redyeable. Alright, red mage. Oh, wow. Very fancy. We're going to a party. Those are the biggest boots in the entire world. What the frick? And tricorn. Oh my god, that hat. Oh my god, that's a hat. This little thing on the shoulder has kind of like a military uniform vibe. I do like it. I just like the one I've got now more. Yeah, very cool. The Adventurer Guild managers from ARR all have their dialogue update to reflect your MSQ progression almost every patch. Jeez. Adventurers Guild managers. Nice. I should go check in with Mother Mione. Hi. Yeah, I'll also go say hi to Mother Mione. Don't know if I've talked to her in a while. Oh. Ah, Melchan, I see you returned from the battlefield. Gimlet yet smoulders with the fires of war, but the guild is doing what it can to reassure our worried citizens. I have to remember to check in with her. Okay, well, I think we're done for today. Didn't end up doing any level 80 quests. But we're ready to go for the MSQ next time. We'll do level 80 quests another time. Whenever I'm looking for filler content. Cool, so yeah, next time 5.2, then 5.3, and then hopefully I can do the last chunk of Eden. Yeah, thank you all for watching. God, those were all so good. I'm so glad they changed to doing role quests. To see who's streaming that I might raid. I can stream Saku. Yeah, gonna stream Saku. Sakura Tsubasa. Yeah, the level 80 job quest epilogues. Yeah, I heard they're pretty short, so I can kind of get through a whole bunch. So yeah, that'll be really good kind of filler content. Okay. Gonna raid Sakura Tsubasa. Looks like she's doing stream raiders at the moment. Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. And see you all next time for more MSQ. See ya.